welcome back into another episode. This time we're going to take a look at FLM. FLM is one of the tripod companies that I was not familiar with at all. When I started this project and as it grew and it got bigger and bigger, I wanted to kind of do some internet research and find some brands that I hadn't looked at. And I was honestly looking for the better stuff. I was looking for things that looked like they were going to be really well made that just might not have been, for whatever reason, quite as popular here in the States. I am super excited to be bringing you actually a couple of German brands that are really like the good stuff. The first one just arrived on my doorstep today, and that is from FLM. F is in Frank, L is in Larry, M is in massively nice. And then we're also, in a couple of days, we're going to take a look at NovaFlex. It is en route right now. I just spoke to the NovaFlex rep this morning, and actually it will be en route tomorrow morning when they pick it up. But that is going to include a whole ton of stuff. And I'm super stoked to have that to show around everybody this summer. This will also be with me this summer for you to take a look at. I think this really boils down to something where you want to put your hands on it, you want to check it out and feel it and see what it's all about to actually get the value of it. It is not dirt cheap. The legs themselves are $424 US, and then the ball head is $292, so just under $300 US. So you're talking about basically a $700 rig if you buy them separately. B&H has it as a kit, and it was, I think, around $600. I think you save about $100 if you get the kit. So first of all, let's talk about the legs. So the leg system, there's a spring-loaded mechanism in here, and as you click it down, I think you'll hear it clicks into place for each one of those spots. So I've mentioned a couple of times on the ones where you pull a lever out and move the leg and then push the lever back in. It's like, oh, they might want to spring-load that. This is spring-loaded, so I really like that. For whatever reason, it automatically like latches it down for you, so you don't have to latch it down. I guess it's just personal preference or style or something, but I like that it works that way. I'm a big fan. It's a 4-section leg. It's twist lock. They give you spikes to put in the bottom. It comes with rubber feet and spikes. The spikes are absolutely like fine machined. Like, it's just kind of like, if you've ever been in a BMW or a Mercedes and the machining is just like sublime, it's that. It's really exquisitely made. So as you loosen up the twist locks, a lot of legs, it's kind of like there's an in-between ground where they're kind of loosened up and they're kind of not. In this set of legs, when you've loosened them up, they are not, and there's no question, they are loose, and it just pops right open. But it's just like a quarter turn or maybe a half a turn, and they are completely locked down, and it is locked 1000%. So I'm a real big fan of these twist locks. I don't know if it's easy for you to see how minimally I spin these things to engage the movement, but literally I can grab all 4 of them, just twist literally like that, just the pivot of my wrist, and they're loose. And then you go by and literally just a pivot of the wrist and it's done. So there's no like turn, and then like multiple steps to get them back. Alright, so this is a travel tripod. It's not intended to be a full-size tripod. It comes pretty close. When you have the center column all the way up, it's 55 inches. When the center column is down, it's 47 inches. So, I mean, it's certainly a usable height. It's not like a massive landscape one that's going to get you up to 7 feet tall, but that's not its purpose. The purpose of this is that it's supposed to fold up small, and it's supposed to be light. This is a 15-inch tripod when you fold it up, 15.3 inches. And it is under 3 pounds. I think it's 2.8 pounds for the legs. So super duper light, and they'll hold 26.5, and I have no doubt that 26.5 is actually a very conservative rating on this. This is like, you can just tell, I can't fuss enough over how beautifully built this is. It's like, it's so nice. There's a level right here right by the center column, and that's basically it for the legs. Pretty standard. There's nothing adventurous and crazy and unusual about it. Nothing tilts weird ways or anything, but it's just stunningly nice. The ball head does have a couple of features that are different, and so I'm going to actually start from the bottom up on the ball head. So we'll start with the actual panning knob. So it's basically, it works like any other panning knob that you'd be familiar with. You loosen it up to rotate it, and then you tighten it down and it won't rotate. But there is a secondary knob that's basically like the panning knob, but it's called a 15%, or I'm sorry, a 15-degree switch. And when you engage this, basically what's going to happen is your head is going to stop every 15 degrees. So my stitched panorama buddies and anybody who does a lot of pano work, right now you're going, ooh. So every 15 degrees it stops, you take another shot, click another shot, click another shot. Absolutely awesome. I've never seen a ball head that has that, and I love it. I actually had to read the instruction manual for this ball head. It has some very innovative and just different ways of the knobs working, including setting the tension on the main knob, and there's a tilt feature I'll show you in just a second. And one of the things I noticed in the book is that there is the ability to add this 15-degree option to their ball heads that don't have it. Apparently, this particular one they sent me has it, but not all of them do, and so it's an option that you can actually add on aftermarket, and they show you with a wrench and getting the aftermarket version how to do it. So the main control knob, you basically, there's an inner ring here and an outer ring. And in order to set the tension level for the ball, you actually have to turn one of them all the way counterclockwise and the other one clockwise, and it basically is kind of like setting a combination lock on a locker. So when you have it loosened up and you have this set the certain way, you can set the tension knob where you want it, and then basically once you're set, you're done. And then you just tighten it and loosen it, and it's really literally just that simple. It locks down very, very completely. When it locks, it's oomph. It is like, it's like, there again, I'm going to go back to the BMW reference. If you ever hear the door close and it's just like, it's that. It's precision. So the tilt control. So you have this knob here, and I actually should probably pan around a little bit so that you can see it. So this knob right here is called a tilt control, and when you have the knob set so that, or the tension control set so that this will move, you basically tighten this knob down, and it's going to take away your sideways axis. It's going to make it, excuse me if I have a hiccup, it's going to make it so that it will only go on that vertical axis straight up and down. They do have a little disclaimer or a warning that if it starts to go off track and not work right, there's an O-ring in here that needs to be replaced right away. And I can kind of feel that if you were really forcing it and being kind of rough with it, you could twist it and force against the mechanism that's in there. Obviously, you don't want to do that. You want to loosen it up if you want to go left and right at all, so that you're freeing that up, and then as you tighten it down, that option of left and right is gone, and you're just only able to go vertical. The top plate, this one is the SRB 40. And by, again, reading the book, it looks like there's several different options for this top plate. They're Arcus compatible, but one of them has a locking system on it with a little lever versus this spin knob that is just literally tight and loose. So I'm a big fan of a locking system. I've mentioned that a number of times with other products that I've looked at. And I think I would be very interested in taking a look at the version that has that locking system. I was just kind of looking up under here to see if you can swap them out. I believe you can. There's a little Allen lock right in here, and I bet you can just like order the locking mechanism and just pop this off and pop the other one on. I also read in the manual you can take this ball out completely to wipe it down. They recommend you just wipe it down with an alcohol-covered cloth. You just wipe it off, no lubrication, not graphite or oil of any kind, and you pop it back in, and you're working like new. So yeah, that's it. The specs on this guy. This is the CB38FTR. On the head itself, it says the 38FT2. But on the box it said FTR. I'm not sure whether it's a translation thing from German to English or if there's maybe a slightly different model, and it came in one box versus another. But the one that I'm looking at here, etched into the unit itself, is the FT2. The FTR, which is what my paperwork said and what the box says, I looked that up on B&H, and the price right now for that is $292. The weight of this thing is under a pound. It's only 15 ounces, and it's rated to hold 55 pounds. So that's an incredible ratio of how durable it is compared to how much it weighs. I already mentioned Arca Swiss compatible, 3.5 inches tall, and I've already covered basically all of the controls on here, so I think you have a real clear understanding of all that it will do. If you have an FLM, I would really be interested in your thoughts and observations in the comments below. It's not a brand that I have had any experience with before. Again, my assumption, this stuff comes with a 10-year warranty. It's obviously they stand behind it really well, and just from the initial feel and just using it, absolutely seems like it's like supremely wonderful stuff. But I would be very interested to hear what other folks have experienced with it. I will have it with me all summer long. I hope you will come on out and take a look at it. On my website, I have the dates and the locations listed. And I believe Jim Harmer on improvedphotography.com, the site where I'm writing my big written article, I think Jim's going to have that up there. I think it probably is already there. I honestly haven't looked. So yeah, if you have any questions, if you're wondering where I'm going to be, shoot me a message. I will try to get to as many different places as I can, and if somebody's really dying to see this stuff, if I can stop off at a park someplace, a state park somewhere near you, and we can shoot together a little bit, I would absolutely love to give you a chance to look at these. It'll be through the summer of 2017. Right now I'm recording this in mid to late May. I think today might be the 20th of May, something along those lines. And I have a giveaway that's running through the end of May. Breakthrough Photography has offered to give away an X4 polarizing filter to one person who subscribes to my channel and who shares out their Kickstarter campaign that's going on this month. The last I looked at that Kickstarter campaign that they wanted to make $50,000 on, yeah, I think it's over $500,000. I think they're really going to town, and it's amazing product. I don't know if I'd assume that a lot of the photography nerds out there like me already know everything that's in there. But if you haven't heard already, they're going into the square filter market. They're going to have 100 millimeter filters, 150 millimeter filters. They're going to have a 100 millimeter holder. They're going to have a series of 5 graduated neutral density filters. And the thing that I'm most excited about, well, possibly it's the holder, but I think it's actually the dark CPL, which is a combination of a neutral density filter and a polarizing filter all in one. Speaking of German precision, they use shot glass, which is a completely different type of glass than most everybody else is using for their filters on the high-end stuff. A lot of folks are using resin, and it's a lot of color casting issues. The sharpness isn't as clear. There's just a lot of trade-offs when you do that. And with their system, I tested 33 different filters against Breakthrough before I was at all a fan of Breakthrough. I thought for sure that I was going to be a Stingray fan. I just knew I liked the good stuff, and I was getting ready to lay down the big bucks for Stingray. And it wasn't even in the same zip code. It was just like, and it's up. They were a third of the price of Stingray and 10 times the quality of image. So the Breakthrough Photography out of San Francisco, you have to check them out if you haven't. It's just awesome, awesome stuff. Cool. So that's it. I hope you are interested in checking this out, and I thank you for checking in. Please do subscribe, leave some comments, share this around. I would love to have a little bit of help sharing this out there with other photography groups. So any help you can offer would be much appreciated. Thank you very much. Have a good day.